I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, we've got a nice crowd here at the courthouse, and we'd like to welcome you all. The first item of business is to hear from the Lakes Atlas chart update. Morning. Good morning.
Some handouts for you. You betcha. Jordan also. You betcha. Jordan also put it where it could be on the screen.
Thank you.
Yeah. So like we said, we're from Lakes Atlas. My name's Regina Reed. I'm the executive director there. I have with me Rebecca. She's actually from Clay County. So I actually have quite a group from Clay County. They have successfully implemented this program chart, which stands for Community Housing Access Resource Team. In Clay County, it's been going since 2023. Rebecca will cover a few of those stats as we go. And as Rebecca has been talking to us over the past several months, talking about how wonderfully it's worked there and knowing what we've shared with her about our continuous problem with the homeless here in Dickinson County. One that I'll be honest with you, prior to starting to Atlas, I wouldn't have even believed that we had. But it's a true problem in our area. And I do have some stats on Atlas I'll get to in a minute, but before that, just a little more on exactly what the purpose of chart is. So to respond to individuals experiencing homelessness within 6 hours and provide an option for up to 10 days in a hotel if no other temporary option is identified. This is achieved with 2 chart navigators who share an on-call schedule. The goal is to address the challenge of homelessness in Dickinson County with an intentional and targeted plan that will provide compassionate and timely intervention and prevention of reoccurrence, which is also a huge part of it. Once, you're taking care of a person, that you've got them set up that you're not having to go through that again. Our current practice, so we have current providers we deal with. We'll share a list of that with you as well. None of them which do the same thing that chart will do. No coordinated responses. Once in a while, we'll put somebody in a hotel for a night, or we'll send them to a campground when possible, and we have the funding. When we have to take them to a homeless shelter or for any sort of recovery, because we don't have any place locally, we're taking them at least 2 hours away. We have developed some strong relationships in Sioux Falls and places like that to take people for recovery. But it's expensive getting them there, and it's ripping them away also from the community that they're used to being in. It's just not a great solution. And then no transportation. So typically when a lot of these people coming to us, they don't have a way to get there. So not only do we have to find them a place, we have to find a way to get them there as well. So from January of 25 through October of 25, these are out of 208 clients. These are the numbers that we've put together at Atlas that we're dealing with. So near homelessness has been 38%, homelessness 58%, substance abuse 61%, domestic abuse 13%, mental health 79%, and financial hardships 94%. So through that, we have established some relationships in the community for housing that we have helped people get into. We've placed 4 people in a place in Milford that's been working with us that rents rooms and things like that. So we've already started developing those relationships that we would be able to continue to use through the CHART program.
Thank you for having me here this morning. As Regina said, I'm Rebecca Gokin, and I am the Clay County General Relief Director. And I also supervise CHART within that timeframe. Clay County and the city of Spencer have graciously funded our CHART program. And we are so thankful because we're able to meet needs that we could never meet before. So with us today, we have our 2 CHART navigators, Vanessa and Amanda. And then Colette, who is on our board of directors, she is our treasurer. So we appreciate all they do for us. So because CHART in Clay County is funded by the county and the city, we did put down eligibility guidelines because they wanted to see that. So they wanted to see those dollars stay in our county. And so the individual or the household that we're working with, they do have to have the intention to sign a 1-year lease within a 30-mile radius of Clay County. If there's no houses found in that within Clay or, within that 3 miles, we can look outside of that, but that is, they have to intend and want to stay in Clay County. They also do have to have a recent verifiable address in Clay County. So we'd like to see that they've been getting mail in Clay County, or that they have established another tie to Clay. So that might be employment in Clay County, children attending school in Clay, have an established service provider that could be for physical health or mental health or substance abuse treatment, or have somebody who is a positive support in Clay. So if they do not fit into that, we can still help. It just looks different. And so the way we would help if they do not meet those eligibility guidelines is we contract with the Yes Center in Cherokee, and we provide secure transport to them to the nearest shelter, or if they can identify a family or friend where they can go stay, and we can communicate with them to make sure that that's a place that they can stay long term. We will help with transportation for them to get to where they need to go.
So as part of the prevention of reoccurrence, which is a key aspect of the CHART program. And you guys have some of these sheets on the back of your presentations. The assistance with the needs checklist. So that's something that pretty much at Atlas we do already. We're already, when people come in, trying to get them the HUD paperwork they need, community housing paperwork they need. If we're needing to get them an evaluation for addiction. So all of these things are pretty much things we're already doing with almost every client that comes in. But it's a list we would go through intentionally one by one with anybody coming in who we were going to help with the housing. So then there's a list of agencies. So these are agencies that we currently work with. And they are agencies that we would continue to work with through CHART. So we will pretty much have the same contacts and be using the exact same people we do at Atlas as we would with CHART. The difference is we would just have the funding and the actual means to get them help. The same with the recovery and shelter. So we wouldn't need the shelter portion much anymore. The recovery portion we would obviously still use. So if somebody needed to be in recovery before we thought about finding them a permanent home anywhere, we would make sure that they're getting that recovery help. And rather that's addiction, rather it's a mental recovery they need, whatever that looked like, we would make sure that they were going through that process before we ever thought about actually finding them the home.
So in Clay County, we started October 2nd, 2023. So we've been in existence just a little over 2 years now, which is really exciting. Since that time, we've had 189 households that have been referred to us. We do have a special number for CHART, And then we don't just give that out to the public, we really send it out to businesses, to our hospital, to law enforcement, any agencies in Clay. And we really try to keep that as a referral number, so people can call and make a referral and kind of tell us what they do know about this situation. And then one of our navigators will reach out within that 6 hours, but usually within an hour. And so while I say 189 referrals have been called in, that actually has affected 375 individuals, because a lot of those households had multiple people in them. So 375 individuals, CHART has been able to help within those 2 years, so a little over 2 years. So, and then we're looking at the next slide, we're looking at outcomes of cases of eligible households. So again, this one is just eligible households. And so in this time, we've been able to get several into rentals. That's kind of our biggest portion there. But we've also had to look at other creative things. So sometimes that's going to look like, you know, getting them in with family so that they do have a place, a safe and secure place to stay. Some of them go to substance abuse treatment, inpatient treatment. And so that's something that we help coordinate if that's a need. They may get support from another agency. We had one go to a nursing home. We did actually had somebody purchase a house, which is really exciting. So you can kind of see the outcomes of the eligible cases on this slide. So Clay County CHART success. What we now have and what we didn't have before is a guaranteed 6 hour or less response time. So now, even on weekends and holidays, we have somebody who can help coordinate a solution. We do use some of our funding for hotels, but we really try to look at other solutions first. We really want to look at if they can stay with a family or friends, or we always ask them, you know, where have you stayed in the, excuse me, in the past? And we look to see if that can be an option now that CHART's working with them. Sometimes that changes things, and people are more willing to let them stay if they know that they've got somebody walking alongside them, helping them find housing. So we also have our navigators to manage and oversee a hotel stay if it's needed. We have that case management that our navigators provide to ensure that mental health, substance abuse, and physical needs are met. We also have case management specific to securing housing and employment during their hotel stay. We have somebody who can help with transportation. And that was a big problem in the past, is if they needed to get somewhere, even for a HUD briefing or for an application, or sometimes they just had no transportation, no way to get there. So, and then somebody who's on call 24/7. So one other thing that I think is important to note with this is that with CHART, we've been able to help prevent other costs that the city and county might be taking on, such as jail time. We've been able to prevent a lot of ER visits, because we do have a lot of people who go to the ER, not because they need to, but because they're cold and they're hungry. And so, or they may be having a mental health crisis. And so those are things that we've been able to, you know, put the money into helping somebody just in a different way, and then take that out of those, that jail time and those ER visits. We also it's really just been a blessing to work with people. We do require that if we have concerns about substance abuse or mental health, we do require that they do a substance abuse evaluation for us to continue providing those ongoing services. Same with mental health, we do require that they will see a therapist, because we feel like it's going to be hard for them to be successful in housing if they don't have the right supports in place.
And we at Atlas and representing CHART, we would do the same. We would follow the same guidelines that they do in Clay County and others if we needed to here in Dickinson County. As we move to the budget, and I apologize, it's kind of small on writing ways. So in comparison, on the other sheet, again, it's very small, is the one that Clay County had started with versus the one we're starting with. The difference we're able to ask for a lot less in housing cost or in hotel cost. So we've built some relationships with Lakeside Lutheran and the Bible Camp. And they're allowing us during their off seasons to use some of their facilities. And the only thing we have to pay for is the cleaning and the laundry afterwards. So should we have somebody in there for 10 or 12 days, it's like $65 or $70 versus $100 or more every night for a hotel. The other difference is in the food category. So we left some in food, but Spirit Light Church has given us a key to their pantry. So if we need to get somebody food immediately, we can go to that pantry and do it. It's not something that we're gonna have to spend too much money on. Questions on the budget part of it? I've listed on the side the amounts we're going to also ask the cities for. And then also some grants that we're going to apply for as well.
So am I guessing that these figures that you have here, you went off of what Clay County has done in the past for percentage of what your budget is?
Correct.
And what will you do if some of these cities say, sorry, can't help you? Where do you
Then-
absorb that at?
Then we will have to do some more fundraising for it.
Okay.
And maybe look to some donors, personal donors as well.
Okay, we provide funding for several things. I see you've already covered rides. How about the Hunger Coalition and the Discovery House? Are those two places that you coordinate with?
Okay, so the Hunger Coalition, absolutely. Ben and I actually attend those meetings as well. And yeah, that's been amazing. So as far as the Discovery House, this might take a minute. So when I first began my job at Atlas, I was in a couple days, and this elderly man brought us a young lady. I guess not too young, she's probably about my age, but brought us a lady and said, I found her in a park and somebody said, call Atlas. And so one of my board members were there because we were having an open house and said, yep. So brought her to us. And so Ben and I went to work, and she had been dropped off at the city park. Bothers me to even talk about it. Had been dropped off at the city park by Discovery House at 7 p.m. at night with nothing but a blanket and her purse. She had like 12 cents to her name. She had a dirty drug test, but when she came to us, she also had medication that we looked up that would make a drug test dirty. And she wasn't a drug user anyway. Her problem was alcoholism. So anyway, they dropped her there. She spent the night in the bathroom, and then, of course, afraid to sleep outside, so she slept in the bathroom there. And then she was out on the bench when that elderly man found her and brought her to us. Since then, pretty much every female who's been in Discovery has come to us for help. The ones who have been placed there from other places and having difficulties there. The couple times I've called to try and get a couple local people in who were like, they were really ready and like, we needed to do something now. They were unwilling to work with us. So we really have taken them off the list. They don't want to work with us. The people who have been there, we come in, there's people telling us there's men and women sleeping together within the Discovery House there. So just not just them dropping her off, but also the things going on with those people. I wouldn't feel good sending anybody there. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, could you make good use of if you could work with them, could you make good use of their resources? Or, I mean, we provide them money too. So,
Absolutely. A matter of fact, so their current director resigned. And, they haven't replaced her as far as I know. And I actually made the offer to them that if they wanted to hand over the ministry, if it's something they don't wanna keep doing, that we'd gladly take it over and yes, we would use it not just for recovery, but for homelessness, for all this transitional stuff and put our office right there. But on the other hand, if it does come back up and it's suitable and ran how it's supposed to, absolutely. I mean, that would save us a ton if we actually had a local resource.
so where do all these homeless people come from?
I'm sorry, could you say that?
Where do all the homeless people come from, you know? People that were referred to you,
Sure, so about 95% of them are local from right around here. A lot of them, people will ask when we talk about homelessness, they're like, I don't see anybody on the streets. I would have said the same thing. But these people are staying at campgrounds, even still in this weather. We have a couple. There's people sleeping in storage units, way more than you would think. Like actually, that's where they're living right now. Luckily, some of them have some generated heat in there, others don't. Both male and females. And the ones that we're calling near homelessness, those are the ones who are like couch surfing. So they don't have a permanent place, but they're bouncing from buddy to buddy or family to family, just kind of staying places randomly. But the actual homeless ones, for the most part, they're sleeping in cars, they're sleeping in storage units, and they're at campgrounds. For the most part.
okay? So is it most of your funding, if we funded you, most of your funding would get cut if you worked with Discovery House and you're gonna be able to show us how those funds were spent, taking care of what they were used for come next year.
Absolutely, we'd be able to tell you where every penny went, and it would all fall within the budget I've given you. We wouldn't spend any money outside of what that says.
Am I understanding, Regina, then that the budget that you're showing here will be for folks that are actual residents of Dickinson County that are now homeless? Is that correct?
That is,
The transient folks that come to you, you find place for them. Fort Dodge, Sioux Falls.
absolutely, that's
Gotcha.
exactly what I'm saying. We would not entertain placing anybody who didn't have those specific connections to Dickinson County, and we're pro.
Well, I've worked with a number of churches here and homelessness is definitely an issue. And the churches are the ones they go to first often. And they don't know where to send them and don't have the resources. So
Yes,
to have something, we are not immune from this issue in Dickinson County.
absolutely not.
Anything else? If not, thank you.
Hey, thank you for having
You
us.
do.
Thank you.
Next up, Chris.
Good morning. So many of you saw the northern lights last night, they were beautiful in Dickinson County and north and south. They were gorgeous. I have some leftover post office issues with some more people. I don't know if there'll be any others, but we had some issues with all the post offices pretty much locally. And it was more of a statewide problem, or a national problem, where as mail being centralized, it's getting picked up, not stamped or not postmarked locally. And then it's being trucked off to, in our case, Sioux Falls, and then being postmarked with the date that they found the given process, which is a dangerous condition. And so as people are contacting us, then I'm bringing them forward to you. About a month ago, I did that, and now I've got some more. So some of these are I made the delinquent interest. The postmarks actually have timestamps on them, so we used to look closer at that, and it's like 1 a.m. on October 1st, which there's no way it could have been mailed at 1 and postmarked at 1 a.m. So that one was local mail on time. So some of these are those, and then I also have a couple of problematic tax sales, 4 of them, from one individual that had moved out, 2 mobile homes without having the authority to do that. He owned them. I'm not sure if he sold them or what exactly happened. I've been working with Team Goodwill on trying to get this figured out because you can't move a mobile home without a certification that the taxes, a tax clearance statement, that the taxes are all up to date. In this case, both mobile homes had 2 tax sales on them. And we don't know where they went. And the individual, we talked with him for, he's now deceased, he died about a month ago. And so at this point, we don't know where they are. It's not that we have them sitting out there with the tax sale investor waiting to get them redeemed or take ownership, but we don't even know where they are. So I just am asking the board to abate the 4 tax sales. I can refund the investors and out of interest. They'll just get paid back what they've already paid in. And then I would then go ahead and abate the taxes that are now due on all those. This month, back the tax sales out. So taxes will come to you and they each had like a deck or a shed on them also that was being taxed through the assessor's office. And so I'm asking for that to also be abated. There's no way we could collect it. There's no next of kin that we're looking to these now after. Yeah. It's just done. So that's what I'm asking for.
What do you think, Board?
Other than the tax sale, the actual taxes are paid on these other, this is just the
Right. Yeah, they're the ones. that taxes are
late
paid.
fee that we're talking about.
Yeah, the late fee when we're pretty confident they've been open a long time. That's what they also.
Is this going to be an ongoing problem with the post office?
I know this, for all treasurers are looking at this across the state. I can't speak for the post office. They're a private governmental and business. So I don't know. I am wondering if it's gonna be a problem the treasurers are gonna have to address it, because right now the Iowa code says that it has to be postmarked within the time period that it was due.
Mhm.
And that's why I have to come to ask for them to be removed. So I don't know. That's a question to be figured out either with the Iowa legislature to change how that reads, or with our federal government to figure out how to get this fixed.
I do know that this problem didn't arise instantly. You know, we used to be when we had canceling machines in every post office. When you took mail in there, it got canceled before it went out. Now everything goes to Sioux Falls or Sioux City or Mason City or
Des Moines or
Fort Dodge or whatever to be canceled, and you know, sometimes it's a couple transport days, even if weather's bad and so on.
Yeah, it definitely is a problem.
It definitely is. I do know that you can ask them to be hand canceled, but a lot of people don't want to go to that work. You know, they want to drop it off at the post office at 5 o'clock and after the post office is closed. But I see this as an ongoing problem, and I don't know how it'll be resolved. I'm guessing it'll have to be resolved through the state.
I think it'll be something we'll be definitely looking at, getting
Okay.
something figured out with it. And whether it's, again, the post offices aren't regulated by the state, it's the postmark, and people do have other ways to pay. They can pay online, they can come to the office, they can drop it off in their Dropbox. But people have always relied on the post office to be what it is, to cancel on the date that it is. So I'm not sure why. I would have rather that when it gets put involved, that they would back up the postmark to when they actually picked it up. You know, that would have been more helpful. Well, we're all aware of it, our heads are all think on it. And solution that's better than coming to you every month or something.
Seems a more practical thing would be having notice on the tax sheet that says, if you're going to mail this in, mail it in 4 days before it's due.
But what if they don't adhere to that?
Yeah.
And I understand what you're saying, but unless there's some reason that we can actually hold them to that,
Mhm.
I mean, we're gonna be in this same boat. My concern is the taxes themselves are paid.
Yeah, the taxes.
And those are these additional fees, but again, it's additional work, it's additional headache, and
It is definitely. that.
it's a mess.
Yeah.
But I don't see it being resolved.
Yeah.
You know,
If we can use the timestamp, that might be the way to resolve it.
Yeah,
And that
you-
will take a legislative change.
you know, using the timestamps, one thing, you know, a lot of companies that mail out bills, credit cards especially, and stuff like that, have gone away from mailing stamps has to be received in the office by a date. And
Correct.
that's a state issue, but you know, it may have to go to something like that. But I'm like you know, as long as the taxes have been paid on these, you know, there's not much we can do to control the post
Not at
office.
this point.
Yep.
I'll make a motion to approve this
Are you including the,
tax sale.
yes?
Yes,
Okay.
there's not much we're gonna be able to do with that one. If you'll recall that, gentlemen.
I recall him very well. He often attended our food pantry, and I'll talk to Mr. Goodlow when we get done.
About him?
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
Okay, we've got a motion.
Second motion.
Levi seconded it. Further discussion? Hearing none. Yum,
Aye.
Levi?
Aye.
Steve?
I,
Oh, shouldn't have done Steve.
Aye.
Okay. And Bill is aye.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Chris.
Bill is 9:30. Maybe public hearing.
Okay. So, we have a recommendation to the Board of Supervisors from the Planning and Zoning Commission. Go ahead and take care of us.
Okay, good morning. So, staff report for Barry and Julie, Van Ypern rezoning from A1 agricultural to HC highway commercial. It was advertised in the notice as highway commercial. I inadvertently had, dictated to Jordan the general commercial district, but have since consulted with Goodlow and the rezoning can move forward. I received an application for a change in the Dickinson County zoning ordinance 102 for property located at 1515 Highway 86, consisting of 10.53 acres. The land is presently zoned A1 agricultural, and the requested zoning is HC highway commercial. The proposed change in zoning is consistent with the Dickinson County Comprehensive Land Use Plan. The land use map shows this area as commercial, and due to its use, it is currently taxed commercial. The applicant's justification for the request is because they would like to move their existing business to the property as they needed more space for their marine services use. On September 15, 2025, Planning and Zoning Commission voted 6-0 to recommend to the Board of Supervisors the change in zoning to highway commercial with the condition that the only allowed use be marine services. For Dickinson County zoning ordinance 102, marine services is defined as establishments engaged in the rental, sales, storage, repair, docking, and servicing of boats and other marine sporting equipment. And this property is this one right here. This is currently HC highway commercial, and this is agricultural. Do you have anything to add?
I mean, yeah, we're just wanting to move our business because we're just basically busting at the seams where we're at right now. So we need more room. And this is going to be pretty ideal, basically.
I did drive out there and it's actually a great location for what they're wanting to do. So I'll make a motion to,
Do we need to go out of the public hearing?
or are we still in public hearing? I apologize. I apologize. Oh, I'm sorry.
Anyone have anything to say? For public hearing? Okay, if not, we will get out of the public hearing and now you may make.
Thank you, kind sir. I would make a motion to rezone the Van Ypern property identified as parcel 0602126013, section 29937 from A1 Ag to general commercial district,
Highway commercial, please.
highway commercial.
highway commercial.
Okay, Kim has moved. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Okay, Mr. Dullard, seconds. Further discussion? Hearing none. Kim?
Aye.
Mr. Dullard?
Aye.
Mr. Clark?
Aye.
Levi?
Aye.
And Bill is aye.
Thank
Now,
you.
thank you. Does anyone wish to waive the second, and third readings?
I will make a motion to waive the second and third readings.
I'll second.
Okay, it's been moved by Kim, seconded by Mr. Dullard. Any discussion? Hearing none. Kim?
Aye.
Mr. Dullard?
Aye.
Mr. Clark?
Aye.
Levi?
Aye.
And Bill is aye.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Good to go.
Thank you.
I didn't need my board.
All right, traveling on. Item number 4, possible approval of funding for ISAC pipeline attorney.
Yes.
Did anybody go on the Zoom meeting that they had? Yeah,
I do.
I think most of
I
us
think we all did. And it's been recommended by ISAC that each county participate with
Yeah.
$500.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to do that.
Would you make a motion to do 500 now and have another 500 available if there was a second call, so we didn't have to go through this a second time?
I'd be willing to do that.
Just a thought. You know.
Do we feel that's
you know,
gonna
we
happen?
would- You know,
Yes,
We do.
always.
I'll make that motion.
you know,
Makes sense.
well, that, yeah. It just saves some time and paperwork, so.
Do you realize they're asking for 25,000, and if every county gets 500, they're getting twice the amount of money they want.
I've been down
And
that.
then you're gonna do it again.
Well, it's a possibility. Depends on, how long is this gonna go?
It's a contingent.
We do the 500 now and see where they go, but
Okay, and you wanna do the full 5.
I do.
See, it wouldn't have bothered me if they would have done time and a half. But they went,
I get that, but I think you'll find a lot of counties are not going to participate.
Right.
They just aren't because they aren't involved as we are with the pipeline
yeah.
and that's what I
situation.
think the other half would do. But
I personally, I'll still make a motion that we do the 500 now and have 500 contingent if it comes up again. I mean, we've got a stake in this. We
Yeah,
really do.
we really do, so.
okay, so Kim has moved.
Second,
Mr. Clark has seconded. Further discussion? Hearing none. Kim?
Aye.
Mr. Clark?
aye.
Levi?
Aye.
Mr. Dullard?
Aye.
And Bill will follow the herd. Say aye. Okay, item number 5 is the approval of the board meeting minutes. Does anyone find anything amiss on that?
Well, as hard as I tried, I couldn't fault Jordan for her efforts on keeping us in line, so I'll make a motion to approve it.
Okay, Mr. Clark moves.
I'll second.
Mr. Dullard seconds. Further discussion? Hearing none. Mr. Clark?
Aye.
Mr. Dullard?
Aye.
Kim?
Aye.
Levi?
Aye.
And Bill is aye. Approval of the drainage plan. Okay, these are all stamped warrants. The first is for Jacobson Westegard for $350.
DD
Have DD 15.
Motion to approve.
Kim has moved.
I'll second.
Levi seconded. Further discussion? Hearing none. Kim?
Aye.
Levi?
Aye.
Mr. Clark?
Aye.
Mr. Dullard?
Aye.
And Bill is aye. Next is stamped warrant DD 25, grant 48-9, Dickinson County News for $49.43.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Mr. Clark moves, Mr. Dullard seconds, further discussion. Hearing none, Mr. Clark,
Aye.
Mr. Dullard.
Aye.
Kim.
Aye.
Levi.
Aye.
And Bill is aye. The third is stamped warrant Drainage District 48, Jacobson Westergaard for $3,546.25.
Motion to approve.
Mr. Clark moves,
I'll second.
Levi seconds, further discussion. Hearing none, Mr. Clark,
Aye.
Levi.
Aye.
Mr. Dullard.
Aye.
Kim.
Aye.
And Bill is aye. Our fourth one, stamped warrant, Joint Drainage District 61, branch 399. All the land is in Dickinson County to Jacobson Westergaard for $3,260.
Motion to approve.
Mr. Clark moves,
I'll second.
Kim seconds, further discussion.
What was the issue? I got a different amount.
3260.
That's what I said. didn't I?
Mhm.
360.
I have 2605.
260625.
Yeah, that's what I have.
No.
260625.
Different than we have.
That's not what Kristen sent us.
Was that combining the 763.75 as well on top
I
of
think
that?
so.
Yep, so the
That's
first,
combining the last two.
It's the last two together. But they're separate.
Okay. No, it can't be, because that Beck Engineering. Last
yeah.
one,
so we'll have to separate those out.
Well,
It's true.
I don't know why they, unless it was combined with the first one, the 350. No, that's not enough.
What did you say the first one was, Jordan?
The piece that I've got here,
2606.25.
bill sheet,
she sent.
yeah, it's 260625.
Here's what, 260625.
Yes,
It's 3370 would be those two combined. Is that what amount you had?
3260.
no,
I don't know where that came from.
Right, we've got 3260, but we're gonna change that to $2,606.25.
motion to approve.
Well, we
Well, we already
have
did that one.
Okay.
So if there is no further discussion, Mr. Clark,
Aye.
Kim.
Aye.
Mr. Dullard,
Aye.
Levi.
Aye.
Last one is stamped warrant for Joint Drainage District 61, main branch, Beck Engineering for $763.75.
Motion to approve.
Mr. Clark is moved,
I'll second.
Kim is seconded, further discussion. Hearing none, Mr. Clark,
Aye.
Kim.
Aye.
Mr. Dullard.
Aye.
Levi.
Aye.
And Bill.
You had one more for DD 19.
Oh.
The second one.
That was 48-9. 15 was the first one.
For DD 19,
There's no DD 19.
I don't show that, but DD
I
19.
apologize. There is one for DD 19 in the amount of 1807.50 to ISG for the main tile.
Motion to approve.
Kim is moved, Levi seconded, further discussion.
what was that? Amount?
1807.50.
To ISG.
Yep.
Okay. There is no further discussion. Kim.
Aye.
Levi. Mr. Clark.
Aye.
Mr. Dullard.
Aye.
And Bill.
Thank you.
That'll be the last time now.
I'll take
Okay.
that.
It's drainage. We know how that is.
Okay, item number 7 is the approval of claims. Quite a few of them.
Motion to approve claims.
Mr. Clark moves.
Second.
Levi seconds, further discussion. Hearing none, Mr. Clark.
Aye.
Levi.
Aye.
Mr. Dollard.
Aye.
Kim.
Aye.
And Bill is aye. Okay. Number 10, engineer.
One more, five items, good one, First item is consider or approve Alliant Energy's permit request for construction of utilities on county highway right of way on 255th Avenue, north of Highway 71-9, located in section 34.
Motion to approve. Kim is moved.
Second.
Mr. Clark is seconded to approve Lion Energy's application for construction of utilities on county highway right of way. Is there any discussion on that? Hearing none, Kim.
Aye.
Mr. Clark.
Aye.
Levi. Aye. Mr. Dollard.
Aye.
And Bill is aye.
Thank you, board. Item number 2, to approve request for repairs on DD 6 main tile and receive recommendation from board supervisors to appoint an engineer to investigate and prepare a report.
Motion to approve.
Both parts of that, I assume.
Yes.
Okay. Kim is moved, Levi seconded, further discussion.
What engineer?
Westergaard. Gibson Westergaard.
I do know, that with them only having their one, with them still trying to hire, that it may be a little while, I believe, before. I know that he's currently working with a lot of drainage projects.
Okay.
So just be aware that it could be just a little bit of time before Colin's able to.
In talking with him last week, though, he thought that they were
Caught up.
getting caught up.
Okay, perfect. So Jacobson Westergaard. Good at that.
I am.
Okay, if there's no further discussion, Kim.
Aye.
Levi.
Aye.
Mr. Clark.
Aye.
Mr. Dollard.
Aye.
And Bill is aye.
Thank you, board. I'll contact Colin. Item number 3, approve request for repairs on joint drainage district 61, branch 252 in Drake County Forest to complete the repair of the broken tile, which I'm estimating to be less than $1,500.
Is that just in Dickinson County?
Yes.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Mr. Clark moves, Mr. Dollard seconds, further discussion.
Would you like to add on to that item that will be available from the other counties?
Sure.
Yeah, it's all, if it's all in Dickinson County, we can do that, so.
Steve, is that okay?
Yes, it is.
Further discussion. Hearing none, Mr. Clark,
Aye.
Mr. Dollard,
Aye.
Levi.
Aye.
Kim.
Aye.
And Bill is aye.
Thank you, board. Item number 4 is approve a request for repairs on DD 5 main ditch and hire the services of Diamond Concrete to use a long reach to complete the removal of the Beaver Dam, which I've estimated less than $1,500.
Motion to approve.
Mr. Clark moves,
I'll second.
Kim seconds, further discussion.
Just, is there a way to control the beavers?
We had lots of.
I seem to have a lot of these.
There are a lot.
Well, anywhere you have one, especially when it moves, beavers love it, and they move in, just about as fast as you can clean them out.
Okay.
Are you
The best-
volunteering to win this beaver?
I would, yeah, maybe we need to have a discussion with beavers.
There used to be a pretty good,
Well,
price on the pelts and stuff, but fur prices have gone down so much, nobody traps them. And it's hard to control them.
The stovepipe hat is out of style now.
Yep, that's right.
Seem to be expensive varmints.
Yes. And they're actually just a large rat.
Your next business endeavor.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, now that we beat the beaver to death. Mr. Clark,
Aye.
Jim, Mr. Dullard,
Aye.
Levi,
Aye.
and Bill is aye.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Last time we'll discuss.
quickly.
Thank you.
Okay, when the bid letting the time? 10
10 o'clock.
o'clock?
Yep.
10 minutes. Yeah, Elder Bridge is in there, Haas is at 10:30. Well, then I guess we're down to our general discussion, board and committee reports.
I attended the Lakes Corridors tour of Brown Med Plant here in Dickinson County. I thought it was well attended. Mr. Dullard was there as well, and it was really represented well by business folks, representatives. It was a nice tour. It was probably one of the longer ones I've been on, but man, it's amazing how much things, how much space and how many things they do out there. We had a Hunger Coalition Executive Board meeting. It's kind of was a brainstorming meeting because we knew that SNAP benefits were going to be withheld for a period while the government is shut down. And we really discussed a lot of ways that we could promote that we need help with folks who are really struggling with hunger in Dickinson County. It's amazing a county like we have and the folks that are really struggling. But we did decide that we're going to obviously really promote Upper Des Moines and their efforts of what they're doing. And Steve, thank you for sending out that list of the way folks can contribute to that. We're also going to up our efforts from the Hunger Coalition to the pantries in the next few months to try and get more food out to folks that are in need. And we also are looking at really encouraging folks to make donations to the Hunger Coalition as well, because those funds stay locally and we can actually help the pantries within Dickinson County to help with that as well. Just to give you a highlight, Upper Des Moines, for example, this last month, was seeing 125 families a week. That's up from 100 a week this summer. So there is obviously a need. Be glad when the government gets back and get their act together so that we can get some of these programs running again and meeting the needs of folks. But a wellness committee meeting, it was kind of a congratulatory meeting because we did meet our goal of, in fact, exceeded the 80%. And we also talked about going forward, obviously, with the program. The state meeting will be held in Des Moines on December 12th. ISAC runs that program and they like feedback, obviously, for that. Again, for us, by us achieving this, we will have a 5% discount on whatever our insurance premiums will be next year. I expect from what I'm hearing all over that those premiums are probably going to be a little higher than normal, but anything we can do to help that, obviously, we're probably looking at about $90,000 we're saving the county by completing that program. I went over and met with the Lake Park maintenance crew. I like to do that a couple times a year. We had a number of discussions from the need for a new maintenance shed over there. They've been here and done a presentation and we're looking at their needs for that over there, as well as preparing for winter. They're thinking, man, we're actually going to have a year with snow. It looks like last year we didn't have much snow, but this year we've already, with that 4 to 5 inch snow that we had, we're off and running. We also talked about the roads that were used and were beat up badly, our gravel roads. They're really on the mend and several of them back to normal. So we appreciate the work that they're doing with that over there. I did attend, like the rest of you did, the ISAC Zoom meeting about CO2 pipelines. Really, the bottom line is trying to keep local control. And I think that that's the thing we're all in favor of. The county did receive notice from the city of Spirit Lake that they filed an application to annex in, I call it the Smith property, where the Smiths were. It's of course been purchased since then, but they'll have a public hearing at their regular council meeting at 5:30 on Tuesday, November 25th, for anyone that would like to attend and say anything there. So it sounds like it'll be moving forward.
Didn't the state stop that?
What happened, Levi, is they initially did it with a 5 foot and the state said no. This is now another attempt. They now have 50 feet that they're, so it's probably a more accurate way to make an application and we'll see where it goes.
Mr. Dullard.
Okay, after our meeting on the 28th, that evening, I had a Zoom call with Upper Des Moines. And it lasted for quite a while. They had several different things that they were talking about, one of which was they're trying to purchase property in Fort Dodge to replace the one that they have down there now. So it went through a bunch of negotiations, and then later on in the week, they came back with things that the board recommended. And for us to vote on online. So they also updated the board with their financial status and how the government shutdown's affecting them, and laid out draft plans to deal with the shutdown should it be prolonged. Yesterday, I again talked with Director Julie Edwards, and she wanted to let us know that Upper Des Moines is still open and normal operations, business as usual. We need to inform members of the community that need energy assistance. They need to go ahead and get filed for it, even if the funds aren't there right now. The state has something that deals with that. We need to inform members of the community that the attendance at the food pantry, I'm sorry there. The delay in the SNAP has driven up attendance at the food pantries, which we'll find out what this afternoon, probably the Hunger Coalition, what kind of numbers they have. A lot of seniors and elderly people are coming in that we don't normally see because of the removal of funding, and donations to Upper Des Moines Opportunity. They can go to one of their local offices, like one we have here in Spirit Lake, and donate funds there, because they can get a lot more out of those funds than you could, like going to the grocery store and buying stuff and donating it directly. She says cash is king. On the 29th, I toured Brown Medical with Kim and a host of others. It's coordinated by the Lakes Corridor, and it was a very, very good tour. Matter of fact, yesterday I went into the hospital looking for something else and went into their medical supply place, and I saw several of the things that we saw at Brown Medical that they sell right there. In the afternoon, I sat in on the pipeline webinar like everybody else, and on November 5th, I visited the Upper Des Moines Food Pantry. I wanted to observe their operations and get a chance to talk to Jason, but that didn't happen. They were so busy. They were busy the entire time that I was there, and I'm going to be interested to see what his numbers were this afternoon. He said that his busiest on record that he had was 122. So we'll see if he exceeded that. On the 6th, I assisted with unloading and putting up the products for the food pantry at our church. And on the 8th, I assisted with the church food pantry handout. Our numbers stayed steady, about the same as they have been. So that surprised me, except for two things. The Good News Church had moved one of theirs because of the delivery for the food truck. They'd moved that. So I'm assuming that, combined with the snow that we had Saturday, kind of kept our numbers about even. But the thing about that is, though, is even so, we still had 8 brand new people sign up. So that we'd never seen in our pantry before, okay? We also had made people aware of the operation that Good News was having. On Monday, I reviewed things for today's meetings, and Tuesday, I attended the veterans event at the Milford Middle School. It was very good, and that's about all I have.
Well, I just moved plenty.
Oh, I did forget one thing, sir.
Yes, sir.
I don't know why Atlas didn't mention it this morning, but they're having this event on Thanksgiving, the 27th, at our church for anybody that calls them and signs up and needs. A lot of people out there that don't have families to go to or in invites. That's a good program as well. And that is all
You're sure Colombo.
Tim. Tim.
Okay, 10 o'clock, time for project LFM 697 and 730 bid letters. Yes,
We've got some bids here. We'll start off. The first bid we have here is from Graves Construction out of Spencer. Looks good. All three of the grand total for the project. Graves bid is the amount of $1,022,760.02. $1,022,760.02. The second bid we'll have is from Dr. Smith, Vita Grove. Looks good. Total bid for Godfrey Smith is $1,064,621.60. It's $1,064,621.60. Next we have is Dixon Construction of Correctionville, Iowa. Thank you. The bond looks good. Total bid for Dixon Construction is $1,120,206.30. $1,120,206.30. And the fourth and last bid we have is from Christian Brothers.
Where are they out of? Are they out of Westerville? Or where's Christensen Brothers out of?
Cherokee, Iowa.
Cherokee.
Bond looks good. Total price for Christian Brothers is $1,022,376.20.
Wow.
$1,022,376.20. We'll get these stabilized and double check all the numbers.
$400.
And the total engineer's estimate for the project was $1,094,744.75, which is shown on the second page.
really close to.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Great I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
394.
Behind the scenes.
Okay, now that we're back in session, I believe we have some folks from Elder Bridge.
Hi.
All right.
I don't know if you guys got copies of our annual report. Not, I have. You did? Okay. Do you guys have the county sheet? This is what you really want to see. Okay. I'm gonna give you that. I won't give you the.
Thank you.
You got it.
Yeah.
I have that.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Okay.
I would take it if you got it.
Yeah, maybe you would. want to. Oh,
Oh,
okay, got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you.
So my name is Stacia Timmer. I am the CEO of Elder Bridge Agency on Aging. I don't think our agency is new to you all. Maybe, I don't know, Shelley Sint, our previous CEO, would usually come and present. She happily retired. Good for her, right, Beth? We're very happy. In July. Beth is here. She is our chairperson of our board of directors. So I'm really happy that she's here and part of our agency. So for you all that maybe aren't familiar, our mission really basically is to enable older adults, which by definition is 60 and over. As I get older, I feel like 60 is not that old. But it's 60 and over. We also work with caregivers and we work with people under 60 that have disabilities. I will kind of specify that we really focus more on people that are 60 and over and their caregivers. We do help and will provide assistance for those under 60 with disabilities, but we really depend on our partners with the disability access points to provide services for those individuals. We don't get a lot of funding for under 60, so we really try to prioritize our funding for those that are over. So as you all are aware and have you been discussing, the demand for services has surpassed a lot of our funding. I can tell you since the pandemic, we have had almost a $1.5 million decrease over the years. I do not foresee us ever getting back to pre-pandemic funding. That's a wish, but I don't think that's going to happen. So we have been quite creative. We write grants. We don't just solely try to focus and depend on our state and federal funding. As we are in a current state, it's not reliable all the time. And so we do what we can. We do a lot with our state and federal funding. As you can tell with your Dickinson County specific page, we do provide a lot of services, not only in Dickinson, but across all 29 counties. So we are in 29 counties. We have physical locations in Spencer, which is where I'm from. Also Fort Dodge, Mason City, and Carroll. And so we do a really good job of providing the same consistent services in all 29 counties. But today I'm here to talk to you all about what's going on in Dickinson. So as you can tell on the little handout I gave you all, we're doing a lot of things, a lot of really good things here in Dickinson County. Probably the biggest, highest ticket item is our congregate meals. We do those through the senior center here in Spirit Lake. We also coordinate with Lake Park, and Carsonson's in Lake Park is a really good partner with us. He does cater the food in Lake Park as well as Spirit Lake, but also in several of our other meal sites. So we're really happy that he's our partner, that we contract with him, and he does a really nice job. As you can tell from FY24 to FY25, the number of congregate meals has increased, so has the cost. And so we see a small increase in the units that we provided, as well as the cost of that service. We also do a lot of other services, and I was just at another Board of Supervisor meeting earlier today, and I said, you know, if I had a half hour, I could tell you all the great things that we do. Nobody took me up on that. I don't know. I'm not going to take it personally, but I said we don't do just meals, but that's really kind of our visible, tangible thing that people know about that Elder Bridge does. We work a lot with caregivers. We provide case management, not just for caregivers, but for individuals that need long-term supports in their home. Our main mission is to keep people where they want to be, and most people, 99% will say, I want to stay in my house. So that is what we do. Everything we do is driven to keeping people as healthy, as safe, as independent as they can be in their home. We do that in a variety of ways. I had one gentleman ask me, well, I don't know that I would ever come to you for services. I think there was a misnomer that you had to be of poor health or low income. That is part of it, but not always. We have a lot of individuals that come in that are aging, that are taking care of aging parents, friends, family, that don't know what services are out there. And our staff are really well versed, and I'd like to say are experts in all things aging. What you don't know, we work with a lot of providers. We work with a lot of programs around the area. We contract with a lot of direct providers as well. And so instead of individuals trying to figure out and maneuver this complicated system, they're much better off calling us, and we will provide that information and direction as well. So as you can tell, we do a lot of other things here in Dickinson County. FY25, we provided over $238,000 worth of services just in Dickinson County. If you go to the back, the summary is kind of the page that most boards of supervisors like to look at. We base our funding requests on the census data. We look at individuals that are over 60 in each county. Dickinson County has a high rate of individuals over 60. It's almost 36%, 35.8 in FY25. It does look like that increased a tiny bit since FY24. And so looking at the cost of services total, like I said, it was about $238,000, which comes to be about a 1,280% return on your investment. For every dollar that you guys provide us, we provide $12.79 worth of service. So we really make that dollar stretch. This year for upcoming FY27, which you guys did help fund us in FY26, and I thank you for that. We are requesting about $1,257 more than we did in FY25. And so we're looking at $21,087 is our request for FY27. Do you have any questions for me?
Elder Bridge is fantastic. I mean, the support that they give for stuff that I have to do. It's like, oh, maybe Elder Bridge can help, and usually they can. So I'm a big fan of Elder Bridge. So
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Respite. I understand what it means, but how do you handle that?
So respite is a service that's provided typically for a caregiver so that if they're caring for someone in their home, let's say I'm caring for my husband and I need to take care of him, but he can't be alone for a longer period of time. I need to get out. I'm going crazy. I have things to do. We provide respite providers. So it's someone that comes into the home, provides care, provides supervision for that individual so the caregiver can do what they have to do and manage their own responsibilities as well.
Okay.
So we do that not directly. Our staff don't provide respite directly. We contract with other providers that do that.
So how does that split out into the funding?
Well, most individuals that are asking for respite may not be able to afford the full cost of it. So we use funding to offset the cost to provide that respite service for individuals.
Okay. Nutrition assistance or education?
Which one were you looking at? Excuse me.
Well, I'm looking at nutrition
Education. Okay. Sure. So we do that in a variety of ways. A lot of it we do with our meal sites. So with the senior center, we try to have speakers go in. We talk about nutrition. We talk about maybe cooking for one, cooking for two, try to maintain healthy eating habits, all of those things. So we're providing education either directly with our staff or through dietitians or other speakers that we can provide education through.
And that's outside contractors as well, right?
Not always, no. We do have staff. We have healthy aging coordinators that can provide that education.
Okay.
Yep.
And you have a nutrition staff.
Yes, yes. That's what it is, yeah.
I did want to give a shout out to the Hunger Coalition. You guys were talking about that earlier. The Hunger Coalition has been a very good supporter of our meal site, so I do appreciate that. I do attend those meetings once in a while. I love the goal and the mission of that coalition. You guys are all doers, and you do a lot of good things. And I know our meal site has had that impact of the coalition, so we appreciate that.
Could I get one of your folders?
Sure.
I'm sure Lori has one, but just in case. Thank you very much.
Didn't miss anything, Beth. Okay. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate what you do.
Thank you.
15 minutes till Cassis, so. Steve, if you want to continue with what you did.
Yeah, I can do that. October 29th, I did the pipeline webinar with everyone. November 3rd, I hope everyone followed suit sometime on the 3rd or the 4th, I voted. Even though it was an off year election, I think it's still important that we all vote in. I've been gone from the 6th to the 10th down to Charlotte, North Carolina. Yesterday I went and observed a Veterans Day celebration. Upcoming tonight, we have Arnold's Park City Council. I want to go to their zoning meeting tonight. The Conservation Board meets at 7 o'clock. Then after that, Thursday, the Dickens County taxpayers will meet, and Friday on the 14th is another Can You Coffee Hour, and it's just a really nice thing to go to and see what that they're doing out at the conservation boards for education by the naturalists and stuff like that. And I believe our P&Z meeting for the month was canceled.
Right. Yeah.
So that's all I've got coming up until next Tuesday.
All right, Levi.
I also joined the webinar about the pipeline. I did notice the math didn't math for me either. I was gonna bring it up, but you would. So, but that makes sense that not all counties would participate, so I guess I get it. Yeah, it kind of jumped out at me too. I'm not a great mathematician, but that didn't add up. But on the 3rd, I got to meet with Attorney General Brenna Bird. She stopped by my gym and had a nice conversation with her and her staff that was with her. And there was Chiefs Breivik from Spirit Lake and Milford. And I believe it was my first time meeting the chief from Lake Park, and he was there as well. She was here talking with the Criminal Justice Department at Iowa Lakes. And then they wanted to talk to another business. And so I said I'd be happy to have you come by. And so she asked a few questions about small business in Dixon County. And that led to, of course, since the chiefs were there, we talked about fitness for police and law enforcement. And that led to, of course, nutrition. And then once you put a quarter in me, I just go off. And so I just talked for an hour at them. They were probably ready to leave by the time I got done, but it was good. I enjoyed it. It was my first time meeting her officially. So I thought it was worth my time. I hope it was worth theirs. On the 6th, we had our ECI meeting. There's so much going on right now. That was on Thursday. On Friday, there was a state meeting with the ECI that a few of our local attended via Zoom, and the state recommended that we be disbanded. We have another meeting on Monday to talk about some of the financials being involved, and there is a letter out to the state regarding some of the information that was shared to see what exactly, there seems to be a lot of miscommunication between the state and our region. But I will attend that meeting on Zoom as well. I don't think I can make it in person if I can move a few things around, I will, but it's an afternoon, which makes it a little bit more difficult for me. And because it was a pop-up meeting, I got a little bit of a schedule issue, but that's on Monday, this 17th, I believe. So I'll know more by our next meeting. Monday night, I had to go to the city council, Milford City Council meeting. They've got some things going on with school, between sidewalks and speed limits and all that kind of stuff that they're in the process of working on tonight. I have a Board of Health meeting. Tomorrow, there is a speaker at the Pearson Lakes Art Center. I hope to attend. At least the topic seemed interesting to me, about getting our kids more engaged and off their phones, and I could use some of that as well, getting off of my phone. So maybe I'll take some tips for myself, and then I've got a trail board meeting on Friday. So.
Very good. As for me, obviously the Zoom meeting, upcoming meetings, I've got SLPA on Thursday, tomorrow. And then Mr. Clark and I get to look over the projects for water quality this week. So we'll find out how much the DNR is going to kick in and which projects will be approved. Okay. Now I have 9 minutes.
Talking about Discovery House. What are the issues with going on there?
Well, I think that's gonna be something we're gonna talk to Discovery House when they come looking for money.
We can move ahead with Casa. She's here.
Are you sure?
But you're with Casa, right?
I am.
Yeah.
Now will somebody walk in at 10:30? Where's the Casa person?
We can move forward with Casa, Bill.
You're our attorney.
So I advise you to move forward. Let's not waste this nice lady's time.
Do you need a motion for that, Bill?
We might.
On advice of the attorney?
Maybe. I apologize. Usually I send these to Lori. But I got a little sick and did not feel good and did not get back to my office. So I apologize that y'all, yes. Morning.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Yep. And review, and show everyone right here.
Yes, please.
Okay. Okay. Right, so good morning, everyone. I'm Stephanie Henrich, the Executive Director for CASA. And it's nice to see you all again. It's nice to see familiar faces when I come in now. 5 years it's been, I can't believe it's been 5 years that I've sat in this seat to try to realize what I'm actually supposed to do for the job. And I think it's almost the last year has been about leadership, about what I had to change in order to make things better in different counties. And I think that's what we're doing slowly but surely. It takes time to get the right staff, the right people. And Dickinson County has also always been gracious to CASA. Last year you gave us $10,000, and this year we are, for fiscal 27, we are asking for $10,000 again. I think where maybe we lacked of was an advocate in this area this last year. We have now brought in Carson Waddell. I actually transferred her from Plymouth County over here to Dickinson County, and I think it's really helped. It's very much improved with the police, the sheriff's department, and even now with the county attorney and the victim witness coordinator, Reggie. I think she's doing a great job building those relationships again. I think even recently, she actually sat on with a cop in his car for like 6-7 hours and got to see what they do and learn. So she's really trying to get back into Dickinson County. This last year, we saw 26 survivors. I can tell you there's way more than that. We all say, lack of, and I think there is a lot more. I think some people don't want to, call the police or call us or call the prosecuting attorneys or law enforcement. It's very hard to talk to people when you've been sexually assaulted. But I also think we needed a better advocate, and I think we have that. Now we just have to grow from that. You know, we look at right now, the average survivor to help them is over $900 a person. And I can tell you, things are going up. And obviously you see the world that we're in, where I'm crossing every fingers and toes that I have that the government opens up today, just because of the fear of the funding. I can tell you right now, my shelves are empty. And even the Catholic Daughters brought us some wonderful food the other day, and it just keeps on coming off the shelves faster and faster. Your money was utilized well. It went all to the survivors. It went to mileage. It went to presentations, and it went to any events or vendor tables that we had to have advocates in that area to do. This year, we're getting $595,000 from CVAD, which is your VOCA, your SAS, and your state. But that's a almost $300,000 cut from 5 years ago. I don't know if that'll ever bounce back again. Next year will be the new grant where we all go for our grants of sexual assault grant. And I'm really hopeful that we'll receive that again, and maybe the funding will be a little higher. Right now, our average annual pay for just for our business alone is $501,000. So most of the money that they do give us is payroll. So I have to stretch that of all the areas. I'd really like to start having my advocate more in Dickinson County. We're trying to call some places right now to see if we can get maybe even a church to help us even have that advocate in this area, even once or twice in the next, like in the weeks. Right now, I can tell you the client assistance is low. And so with Dickinson County Help, we can help people with rent. And a lot of things that we helped in this last year was rent and utilities and groceries for clients that were either relocated back into this area or we had to relocate them out of this area. Does anybody have any questions?
That $900 figure, what's that? What is that?
So you take your average, maybe your 10% of what your advocate, because we get payroll, okay? Then you have to have an advocate be paid by that mileage. Say they have to go to the CAC, say they have to go to the hospital. And then you take that also of like relocation. Maybe we help them even if it's half of the money of the rent. Well, that starts adding up. Most rent now is about $1,000 just to help somebody get rent. Their deposit is even higher. So if you take your average advocate, then you take what that costs for them to go into your area with the mileage, with even helping with groceries. I can tell you it's over $1,000, if we keep going. So just to have a response.
And honestly, I know that sounds economical for what needs to be done to help these individuals. So,
Right.
so I just wondered what that all.
No, absolutely. I think it's going to go higher.
Right.
Unfortunately with what is happening in the world with food and rent, my goodness, I wouldn't want to rent an apartment right now. It's, even I live in the Mars. And we're putting up new buildings and it's over $2,000 a month. I can't imagine.
Yeah.
I can't imagine. So just imagine if we have to relocate somebody, you can relocate them all you want with the money that you give us, but you have to have a plan for later. And that's our plan. That's where the services do help. We go and help with the medical advocacy, the housing advocacy. We work with HUD or Upper Des Moines or anybody else that can help. We ask churches to help. Can you help us pay half? Anything that we can do to keep that money that we can continue to keep on helping everyone. I think next year you're going to be surprised by the numbers, not because we're excited, but because many people came forward more. I think we needed a better advocate to come in here and build better relationships. And I think CASA is building that better relationship in the community too. And so I think all in all, together, I think we'll do better for the citizens of Dickinson County. Unfortunately, I think the funds are going to dry up with the brochures or anything you do with outreach, but we're going to do everything that we can in the continuing years. Anything else?
What other agencies do you work with?
Oh, everybody. So in Region 1, that's what we call us up here is Region 1, which Family Crisis Center. We also work with Safe Place. Safe Place has the 19 counties for like the housing part, and then they're in Woodbury and Plymouth County. And we work with them a lot of times, like say we don't have any more hotel, nothing for housing left. So we'll call them and see if that person qualifies, because they have to qualify for even the safety to get into a shelter. If they can't, say they get sexually assaulted here in Dickinson County and they need to go to shelter. If they have their job here and they have their kids here that go to school, the last thing they want to do is relocate them to a shelter, even though it's safety for them. A lot of times Safe Place will help fund their hotels for a little bit while we have bias a little time. Family Crisis Center, we work very well with, and we now collaborate with Dual Advocacy, however that looks, and we work together with our advocates there. And Upper Des Moines, any kind of agencies we work for. And a lot of times too, if there is somebody that got sexually assaulted here, but they live in Fort Dodge, we're gonna get the resources over there. We can help them here, but we also have to get them help in Fort Dodge because that's where they live. So those other resources, we work with a lot of agencies in the surrounding area. You know, we're the last sexual assault agency standing in the state of Iowa, and I'm gonna continue to do that. I think there's a purpose for us to have standalone. I have no problem with dual advocacy between domestic and sexual assault, but I think it is needed. And unfortunately, there's enough crime to go around for all agencies.
Well, we had just heard a presentation by Atlas,
Oh, yes, yes,
and it's what they do sounds a lot like what you do,
yeah.
except I'm sure you do therapy that they
Well,
don't
in-
do.
I'm not sure, I mean, we've worked with Atlas a lot before for different programs that, you know, we use or say we need different services that they provide that we don't. But you know, in the state of Iowa, we hold the sexual assault grant. We're on the continuing cycle. This is our 3rd year of that grant. So then next fiscal year, we will then apply for the brand new grant for the sexual assault, you know, as a sexual assault agency for Volca, Sasson State. We'll fight for that next year. So, but yeah, you know, I think everybody is trying to help out in every way they can. And Atlas is a great program.
Anything else? Thank you. Oh, wait, we've got a question.
couple of
on
questions.
that.
One of them is you work with sexual assault, so Atlas is, I mean, they focus on everything, correct? So
Yeah,
you-
I mean, we focus on everything to do with the sexual assault.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we do the response, we work with law enforcement, sheriffs, we do all the SART meetings. You know, the sexual assault response teams, I write the protocols. We work with every agency that we can. Now we do the National Guard, anything that we can with sexual assault. We respond to on-scene crimes, medical advocacy, legal advocacy. We do the crime victims. We do depots. We're in the court. We do everything when it comes to that.
And that, I mean, that's great. We need that. We've all become more aware of human trafficking in our area.
Yes.
What is your program doing to kind of focus on those efforts and help? I mean, we've heard that Dickinson County or Okoboji is a big issue.
Well, you know, we've all seen the grid shock and we've watched it, right? But you've got to have resources after that, right?
Yes.
You can't just sit them on and go, wow, this is what has happened to our town. But Okoboji is a great place. But there's also, it happens everywhere. It happens on the Mars, it happens in Spencer, but you just don't see it. So, and you're right, you know, years ago when I first started, we dealt with human trafficking a lot. Here's the thing, human trafficking is going to everybody, every Family Crisis Center, CASA. We're seeing a lot of labor trafficking, especially now. But what are we doing? We're getting more experienced, okay? I've put in Call to Freedom to be, hopefully my staff can be more trained on human trafficking, because let me tell you, helping a sexual assault survivor and a person that has been human trafficked is 2 different things. We see so different trauma, the Stockholm syndrome, where even though they're grateful to be away, they want to go back. I've had my advocate respond to hospitals where the traffickers are outside of the hospital, where we have to call the police to escort and get them out of there before, you know, even my advocate's in danger. So it's a great question. Human trafficking is on the rise. It is everywhere. So I am buying the grid shock and I'm going to start showing it to everybody. The more I can train my advocates to better understand human trafficking, the better. You can't just put somebody in and say, here, take care of a human trafficking survivor. It's very complicated, but you also can't do a presentation and then never give resources either. You have to be involved in the community and show what resources are within the community that you're going to show it. And so it's absolutely a valid question to ask, and we are working on that to be better. Any other questions? I thank you very much
Thank
for
you.
everyone helping us continue what we're trying to do, and I look forward to seeing you next year.
Thanks, Steph.
Thank you very much.
Hey, Jeff. Everything tally up?
Yep, we got all four bids counted up. The bid for Christian Brothers was $20 off. So I would like to make a recommendation to approve Christian Brothers from Cherokee, Iowa as a low bidder in the amount of $1,022,356.20 for the LFM 690 7X30 project, also known as the Winterbourne Bridge Project, 260th Street, A43.
What was that amount again, please?
$1,022,356.20. I'm sorry, 356.20.
Motion to approve.
Hey, Kim has moved.
Second,
Mr. Clark is second. Further discussion?
Was everybody else's correct?
Everyone else was correct.
Okay.
It's just the one bid.
That's as close as I've ever seen bids come in.
Yeah.
in 7 years, it's close as I've ever seen.
You do, same.
Okay, if there isn't further discussion, Kim?
Aye.
Mr. Clark?
Aye.
Levi?
Aye.
Mr. Duller?
Aye.
And Bill is aye.
Thank you, board.
If
Thank
that
you.
bridge fit.
Moved and seconded, I'm sorry.
He did.
I seconded, he moved.
Yeah, that was an April 1st start date.
Yes, the late start date is April 1st, but they could start this winter if they wanted to.
Well, that's a really good deal because those people have been without.
Oh, my
bridge for-
goodness. And I've heard about it.
Well, I think we probably all have, if you know anybody that lives out there. You know,
No, I'm glad we're going.
it's time to get moving on that.
Yep.
Okay, next up, Jordan.
Yeah.
Hey, don't be so
Your
enthusiastic.
favorite, George. This is your favorite.
You know, Kim, I was gonna try to get to be her favorite yesterday, but she left the restaurant before I could pay for her breakfast.
Oh, man.
Oh,
The thought counts
The
though.
thought counts.
Where are you gonna be tomorrow morning?
Good call.
you stop in at his place, he'll fix you some.
Well, I've already packaged up the Blackstone for the winter, so no more breakfast at my place till next spring.
Okay.
I figured maybe we could all use black pens. Does everybody have a black pen?
Yep.
So I know that there were some issues with our results on election night. Unfortunately, with the Secretary of State's office, there were issues with our upload. Unfortunately, our previous election, director of elections passed away from cancer. He was only 39 and he was their guru for everything and he was great. So there were some issues with our upload, which took a little bit longer. And then I also had some issues with my reports. So if I can, I'm gonna email you guys to, if I get it done today, maybe stop in tomorrow and sign some more for me for the non-controls. For some reason, I went to go print my reports and the schools are not on there, so now I have to go and type everything. That's what I was doing back and forth. I wanted to at least get Spirit Lake schools done, so I will get those done today, so that way if you guys could stop in, we'll just plan and if you can stop in sometime tomorrow morning to get those signed for me. But I will give you these, just kind of work, you know, from the bottom up. Maybe for each of the lines, have Bill be the top and Steve Clark be the second line. Otherwise, after that, I don't care. So if you want to go ahead and start signing, try to keep the order as much as you can. Otherwise, not a big deal. I'll get it put together. There may be a second set that I need to do. I don't know if I need to send originals or copies to the cities. Yeah, go ahead and start up at the bottom. Not Lori's spot, but that one. So I will read what our official results were for the November 4th, 2025 city school election. We had 14,247 registered voters, and out of that, we had 2,047 people vote, which was 14.37% of Dickinson County. For mayor for City of Arnold's Park, we had Jim Husong with a total of 203 votes. We had 6 scattering. Just a reminder, scatterings are the write-in votes. In order for a write-in vote to count, you need to have not only the 5%, but it also needs to be at least 10 votes for that to count. So the scatterings for the City of Arnold's Park mayor was 6. For the mayor of Lake Park, Matt Karstensen received 310 votes with 12 scattering votes. For the mayor of Milford, which was, there was nobody that turned in paperwork, so this was all based off of a write-in. There were 321 total votes. Steve Anderson received 65, Bob Clark received 218 with total was scattering with 38 votes. For the mayor for Okoboji, Mary Vanderwoody, 161 votes, 6 scattering. For the city, for the mayor for City of Orleans was Bill Maas with a total of 86 votes, 4 votes scattering. The City of Spirit Lake mayor, Kevin Weiss, 336 votes with 9 scattering. The mayor for the City of Superior was Brady Kipfer at the total of 15, 0 scattering. For mayor for the City of Terrell was Julie Thiessen with a total of 54, and we had 5 votes for scattering. For the mayor for City of Wapaton was Philip Johnson with a total of 70 votes and 8 scattering. For the mayor for City of West Okoboji, Craig Minor, 50 and scattering 6. For City Council at Large 2, vote for 2 for the City of Arnold's Park. Mitch Waters received 84, Matt Richter 94, Jeremy Luck 76, Brian Reitzman 83, Jamie Smith 97, with a total votes of 434 and 0 scattering. For City Council at Large, vote for 2 for the City of Spirit Lake. Mike Key Miller 202, John Chappis 209, Angela Kofit 252 with 5 scattering. For City Council at Large for Terrell, vote for 2. Jerry Kirchner received 18, Austin Fairchild 57, Jerry Nissen 49, 0 scattering. For City Council at Large for vote for 2 for the City of West Okoboji, Stephen Wiedeking 24, Darlene Powers 38, Mike Paxton 60 with 1 scattering. City Council for the City of Lake Park, vote for 3. Jason Jacobson, 239. Joseph Sohn, 242. Jarrett H. Byers, 137. Nathan Judd, 218. Jack Bradshaw, 109. Jeffrey T. Netcash, 92. And Joshua McLean, 32 with 1 scattering. For City Council, City of Milford, vote for 3. We only received paperwork for 2 candidates. So there was a couple write-in campaigns for that. The 2 that turned in paperwork was McIntyre Arndt with a total of 213. Chris Henshaw, 292. Jantina Carney for write-in received 126. Derek Schwery received 99. And there were 79 scattering. For City Council for the City of Okoboji, vote for 3. Kay Happy received, this one was very close. Kay Happy received 106. Thomas Bernstead received 105. Julie Mount Andres received 140. And Dan Sanders received 107 with 2 scattering. For City Council at Large, for City of Orleans, vote for 3. Gary Kilpatrick received 64. Stanley Gable 58. Ben Radcliffe 75 and Denda Evans 69 and 1 scattering. City Council for the City of Superior, vote for 3. We were also received only 2 candidates for paperwork, so there was a write-in. Well, there was a girl, so. She received, Julie Nelson as a write-in received 4. Brianne Allen received 13 and Mark D. Campbell received 11. With 5 scattering. For city council at large for the city of Wapaton, vote for 3, Harold Pryor 50, Lois Benson 58. Tom Ryerson 46 and Merlin Kruger 66 with 5 scattering. For city council at large to fill a vacancy for the city of Arnold's Park for 1, Randy Poss 202 with 1 scattering. For city council at large to fill a vacancy for the city of Superior, vote for 1, Trinity Woodyard 5 and scattering was 7. For city council at large to fill a vacancy for the city of Terrell, vote for 1, Jesse Hafner 53 with 1 scattering. For school director at large, vote for 2 for the Okoboji School District, Amanda Plotty 724 and Jill Cremeen 727 and 29 scattering. For school board director at large, vote for 2 for Spirit Lake Community School District, Mika Stecker 445. Sonia Ham 470 with 71 scattering. For school director at large, vote for 2 for Esterville Lincoln Central School District. We had a scattering vote of 3. And there were no candidates that turned in papers. For school director District 1, Clay Central Everly, nobody turned in papers. Denny Dalen had turned in papers, but nobody cast a vote for that school district in Dickinson County. For school director District 1, Grettinger Terrell, Nat Ryan Hansen received 61, scattering was 1. For school director District 2, vote for 1, Harris Lake Park Community School District, Chad Hivma 328, 0 scattering. For school director District 1 for Grettinger Terrell Community School, vote for 1. Seamus Currens, that was District 2, Seamus Currens 61 with 0 scattering. For school director District 2, Hartley Melvin Sanborn, we have 4 parcels that are located in Dickinson County in that school district, and we have no active voters in that, so that received 0. Also for District 3 for Hartley Melvin Sanborn was 0. And also for District 5 was 0. For school director District 2 for Clay Central Everly, Barb Trierweiler. That was vote for 2, but only 1 person that turned in papers, and our votes was 0. For Harris Lake Park, school director District 4, Kayla Updike received 346 votes and 0 scattering. For Iowa Lakes Community College Area Director District 3, vote for 1, Kurt Peterson 833 with 5 scattering. And I believe District 4 is District, might be, I'm sorry, it's not on here. I believe it's District 6, Pat Kibbe. He is not in Dickinson County, so we will have those results next week. And actually for Iowa Lakes, we will not do that till next week. I apologize. For Northwest Community College Director District number 4, Steve Loshman, we had nobody vote for that one either. And for Esterville Community School District, Public Measure HE, we received 13 yes votes and 0 no votes. That is what I have.
Excellent.
Good job, Jordan. Did you do that again?
Yeah,
I didn't get all that.
sure. Go online and look it up.
I said you, not me.
Maybe my signing here,
Captain.
the official account.
Let's move on that here.
Me too.
You still need to talk to me about something? I'll mention.
Oh, Can I get an auto pen?
I need a bind stamp.
You know, when I first went on the board, I asked if I could use my stamp.
I
And
remember.
they told me that. I could not.
Remember it well.
You getting there, Levi? I wish.
That's not a good sign.
I know it's.
Well, just wait till the general election, with presidential and everything.
Those are rough. Those are rough.
Those are terrible.
I'm gonna have to bring a spare pen.
I need my proxy to have you sign these, Steve.
Sir, am I in charge of bill charges for signature?
Good luck.
No, try and get paid as much as he does.
True story.
Jeff, is there something we need to do for you, like sign or?
Yeah, just whenever you guys are done.
Well,
We can sign.
yeah,
Bill can.
You guys are busy.
No,
yeah, we can get
You don't have
out
to
here
get
if
around.
you want.
I'm a big bottleneck here, so.
I'm a bottleneck.
So, and Bill's got all kinds of times to sign.
You know, I was a big bottleneck the first year, and then I looked at Kim's signature and I took a lesson from that.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be perfect.
It's not.
So sign my fingers and how many times in my life, even in the army.
Thank you, kind sir.
Last one.
Yeah.
I'll have another pile.
Jordan, that's just wrong.
That was preliminary pass.
Yeah, this is the warm up.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Where's that phone number? Yes.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yes. All right.
Yeah. It's just the results.
Me too.
Yeah, I tried to write so nice the first year.
You bought me breakfast.
Halfway through, I gave up on that.
Yeah.
And it has progressed downhill ever since.
Dr. Clark.
Yep,
Uh-huh,
yep,
absolutely.
And you've done well, Steve. Your signature is right where it should be.
yeah. Yeah, it's pretty easy. I just look for the chair persons and sign under it.
Yep.
We adjourn from here.
So conduct an official business.
I need a motion for the results.
To accept them.
Mhm.
So moved.
We have a motion and a second.
You're busy, Bill.
No, not at all. I got all sorts of.
You're busy, Bill.
That is for the cities and non-control school. Cities and Spirit Lake and non-control.
That
What
was my
she
motion.
said.
Yeah, that was my motion.
Yeah.
That'll work.
That was your second, wasn't it?
Yes,
Yes.
exactly that.
Okay, is there any discussion on that?
You're piling up.
I know I'm piling up. Okay, since there is none, Kim.
Aye.
Levi.
Aye.
Mr. Clark.
Aye.
Mr. Dullard.
Aye.
What about you,
And
Bill?
Bill is,
I'm busy. I'll vote after I get through this pile. Bill's aye.
you're right like Steve.
Bill's got his focus eyebrows on.
Now these will be out of order, if you understand.
That's fine.
No, I kept them in order. I put them underneath
Yep,
every
me too.
time so that
I'm having a hard time. I'm just piling them on top.
Don't worry, just create more problems for me. It's fine.
Cool.
you know, when I
Since
first
You're gonna make me come in tomorrow. I'm
ran
okay
and
with
first
it.
signed. I don't know if
How early tomorrow will you be ready?
Mine's got my.
Right away.
4 a.m.
There.
Okay.
I'll be here.
4 a.m.
I will.
Does it? Okay.
No, I'll still be sleeping.
I was trying to
No, you're
sign,
just wait.
I signed all my checks, I was to you, but you know.
Coffee
drop
in
that
hand.
Sucker, that takes too long.
Takes too long, yeah.
Down to.
It's far behind.
He was doing good.
You made him do the motion in a second.
Three for a loop.
I'm using a black crayon.
That's
That's
pretty
goes
much.
quick.
Pretty much.
Pretty soon it's gonna start looking like those signatures you write at the drugstore.
Down to 3.
How many do we have to sign tomorrow?
I'll just have the non-control schools.
That's
just
not
to
an
get the
answer. How many do
information.
we have tomorrow?
I don't know, 6 or
40?
10, 6 or 7.
That's. 'Cause I'm certainly gonna cramp.
Let's see, let me look at my agenda here.
I messed up the order.
Oh, right, terrible. That's just wrong.
You motion for certain.
I think that one there's.
Let's hop on.
ROI.
Let us know when you sign the last one, Kim.
Okay. Looks like about a month behind here.
I would just like the record to state that. It's not my fault it took this long.
I'll second.
It begins and ends with Mr. Dullard.
Ouch. And yet I see a pile on Bill.
Well, maybe I'll just hold this last one. You don't have to say
I knew that was gonna happen.
Bill, I need more signatures for drainage and claims.
about drainage.
I got more signatures I need.
Look at you, get down to the last one.
Okay. Who's going to BCPA?
Certainly, you can.
Okay, yeah, I'll go.
Tomorrow night,
Then
No,
the
tonight.
manager,
conservation. board.
anyone that wants to speak to us will be at the beginning of the agenda. Don't let them give you, well, I can't be there till 10 or 10.
Conservation
No.
board.
you-
Oh.
you hear it.
We're done.
We're done.
No, we're not. We have. a
I'll second.
motion. I haven't asked for a moment.
Okay, do it again.
Is there any further business? Hearing none, I would take a motion to adjourn.
I'll give you a motion.
Second.
Okay, Levi's moved. Steve, Mr. Clark is seconded. Is there further discussion?
Sure glad we videotaped this.
Hearing none. Levi,
Aye.
Mr. Clark,
Aye.
Mr. Dullard.
Aye.
Kim,
Aye.
and Bill as I. We're officially adjourned at 10:59.